At my wit's end, don't know what to do. 22F, 23M. Boyfriend of 2 years has started being terrible with communication despite my best efforts to figure out what's wrong. What should I do? Hi Reddit. I'll get right into it. My boyfriend, 23M, and I, 22F, have been together for 2 years, known each other for 3. We have been long distance for that time, and we try to see each other once every 3 to 4 months, but that is easier said than done. It used to be perfect. I wanted to marry him and have his babies. I am a hopeless romantic and rely very heavily on communication. For a while, I thought he did too, until recently. We would always say that one of our strengths was communication because even before we were together, he was my best friend. We told each other everything. He used to be great with communication and meeting my needs, and always told me how satisfied he was with me. In the last few months, that started to go downhill. I've made it clear to him multiple times that there are certain things I need to feel loved, i.e. frequent communication, phone calls, all that stuff. It's all felt very one-sided lately. If I don't call or text him, he won't contact me all day except for a good morning text. He never calls me unless I beg him. I've told him until I'm blue in the face that I love hearing from him. He's not a burden, and that I want him to vent to me about his life and tell me what's going on. He simply doesn't. I have to pry it out of him. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. I'll tell him about an issue in our communication or whatever, and he'll say, "This came up out of nowhere. I thought everything was fine," when I'm telling him it's not. He also doesn't do anything Sewell anymore. I know he's still doing stuff on his own, though. He doesn't initiate or play along when I initiate. But when we see each other IRL, he's all over me to an overwhelming extent where I've had to stop him. I've talked to him about this, told him how it makes me feel. He apologizes, and nothing changes. I'll text him and tell him I need his opinion, or I need to talk to him about something important, and he'll reply, but then take an hour or more to reply after that. By that time, it's too late and I've figured it out on my own. On to more recent events. He's never not texted me for 12 or so hours without telling me what's happening. So I start to freak out wondering if he's dead or something, because it's not like him to do that. Nope, not dead, just ignoring his phone. This has happened a few times. I told him where my mind goes when he does this. Nothing changes. So recently, we did our usual thing. He texts me good morning and I text him back after a week of exchanging maybe 5 texts in the span of a whole day. That message goes undelivered for more than 24 hours before he finally says, "Wow, guess none of my messages sent? How have you been?" This happens after I gaslit myself into thinking that he flew in to surprise me and would be waiting for me after work. I'm delulu, I know. Like I said, hopeless. I was racking my brain for reasons why he could be stonewalling me, and was completely wrong. I was upset, but didn't say anything because I figured he'd only say, "I didn't think anything was wrong," like usual. So I started not relying on his messages, not checking my phone every 10 minutes hoping for a reply, and I feel such peace. It no longer feels like I'm in a relationship with him. He's more so a friend I hardly talk to. He's an absentee boyfriend. I also started to realize that any positive change he's made in the last 2 years has been because I urged it. Call me traditional, misogynistic, whatever. I can't be the one calling the shots, making the effort and leading him anymore. Having to beg him to set up dates for us, begging him to call me, begging him to stop smoking, begging him to stop doing something he hates and pursue something meaningful even if it's scary. All of it. It's so tiring. I'm wondering if I should ask him for a break. Not an automatic breakup, just some time apart to think about if this is what we even want anymore. It certainly doesn't seem like he wants it, and I really don't know what to do anymore. I love him. I'd do just about anything for him, but I'm at my wit's end. I have always wanted kids, but recently I've started to fear marrying him and becoming a married single mom. I already have to push him to do everything. And then I thought, do I even want to have this man's kids? Do I see him being a good father? Do I see him being a good husband? I'm unsure of the answer. I saw a quote somewhere that says, "The more passive, indecisive, and laid back a man is, the more uptight, controlling, and stressed out his woman will be." Sounds about right. So Reddit, what can I do here? I don't know where the pro-communication mindset went. All I can attest to is the peace I feel now that I've detached myself a bit and started to match his energy. It sounds like a matter of, if he wanted to, he would. I can't bring myself to the idea that he's stopped wanting to. Do I tell him I want a break? Do I stake it out to see how long it takes him to notice that I've stopped putting in the effort?